This next clip was filmed along a creek where the uploader says they were fishing on the opposite bank. Out of nowhere, a tall, hairy figure emerged from the woods and began moving along the shoreline. From a distance, it looks exactly like what people picture when they think of Bigfoot. What's interesting is the creature's behavior. Typically, Bigfoot is described as hyper-aware of its surroundings, cautious, observant, and elusive. But here, the figure doesn't seem concerned at all. Instead, it appears to be foraging along the water's edge, almost like it knows it isn't being watched. Now, the comments section added its own twist. One viewer swore they could see the figure wearing high-top sneakers. Personally, I didn't spot that, but maybe you will. Pause the clip, look closely at the feet, and tell me if you see what they're talking about.
When you heard a ruckus in the night, and you come out to look in the morning and you see drag marks with leopard, you follow the drag marks. You follow them, and to your absolute amazement, it has dragged it into the room. I have no words. Unbelievable. Here it goes, it was in the room the whole time. Get it, watch out everyone. It's there. Oh my God.
This one's wild. In the comments, the guy explained that they were inside cleaning up. They had already removed the Impala when, out of nowhere, a leopard slipped out. The real question is, where had it been hiding all that time? You can hear it in the recorder's voice. He's rattled, genuinely scared. And who wouldn't be? A leopard popping out of nowhere is enough to shake anyone. This clip comes from Nature is Metal. If you're not already following them, you probably should. Late last month, wildlife photographer Chen was out in Washington's Olympic National Forest, testing the latest 2025 camera gear from his sponsors. He wasn't on a grand expedition, just camping out and running the equipment through the night. Around 2 a.m., his motion sensors went off, waking him with a notification. The image that appeared on his phone nearly froze him. A massive figure with glowing eyes and jet black fur stood in view. Its face carried an unsettling, almost human-like expression. Marcus couldn't believe what he was seeing. With 6 to 8 cameras set up around his camp, he might have stumbled onto the shot of a lifetime. But let's play devil's advocate for a second. As incredible as this is, I can't help but notice how unusually well-groomed this wild creature looks. Maybe it's just the way the light hits its fur, but if you zoom in on the face, it's almost like it just came from the barber with a freshly trimmed beard. On the other hand, this figure is broad, powerful, and imposing. If it's a costume, then whoever's inside would need one seriously convincing suit to pull it off. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments, and big thanks to Marcus for sending this in. On August 24th, 2008, at exactly 2:38 p.m., a trail camera set up along a remote swamp caught something strange moving through the shallow water. The timing matters. This was the peak of a sweltering Florida afternoon. Yet whatever this figure was, it pushed forward with determination, heading straight for the shade. What appeared on camera was a dark, compact figure, hunched in posture, charging through the swamp with purpose. This wasn't the meandering movement of typical wildlife. A reverse image search didn't turn up anything useful, but based on the vegetation and conditions, Florida seems the most likely location. Wildlife experts who've weighed in have pointed out several odd details. The head-to-body ratio and arm positioning look more primate than anything common in North America. At the same time, the low, deliberate movement has fueled speculation that this could be the infamous Florida skunk ape. Some observers insist it resembles a juvenile Sasquatch, while others lean toward the smaller, swamp-dwelling skunk ape, which is often described as the Southeast's cousin to Bigfoot. Whatever it is, the photo leaves plenty of questions. So what do you see here? Does the posture match a known primate, or are we looking at something far stranger, a cryptid caught in the act? We've got to balance out the scary stuff with a little humor, especially after that last clip. Check this out.
嘘嘘
Someone set up a prank that made the person in this tent feel like they were facing a 21-meter snake. Honestly, I'd probably react the same way. So tell me, if your friend pulled this on you, how exactly are you getting your revenge? A clip from Snowshoe Mountain Resort in West Virginia shows something odd moving through the sky.
That's crazy. Good eye.
No shit.
What the fuck?
What the hell?
It grabbed my attention because we've all seen so much aerial weirdness lately that it takes something unusual to stand out. This doesn't look like the usual stuff. It's not the slow, steady lines of Starlink. It doesn't move like common consumer drones. These objects are moving fast and in a coordinated pattern, almost like they're operating together. Someone in the original comments even referenced past official explanations about drones, but that doesn't answer this one. No one in the comments seems to have a good ID either, and I'm betting one of you does. If you know what this might be, drop your take below. I want to hear your theories and any details you noticed in the clip. The next clip comes straight from official government cameras. The Washington State Department of Transportation's feed at Sherman Pass recorded something unusual moving through the snow. And let's be honest, the moment you see the figure, your brain jumps to one conclusion. As the subject crosses the frame, we zoom in for another look. At first, it feels convincing, but then something feels off. Notice how the figure deliberately turns toward the camera, almost as if it wanted to be noticed. The gait is distinctly human, missing the longer arms, deep knee flexion, and fluid movement that typically set authentic Bigfoot footage apart. I'll admit I had high hopes for this one. There's something exciting about alleged sightings caught on government cameras. Feeds that are fixed, not staged, and not meant for viral clips. But that also makes them a perfect target for hoaxes, since people know exactly where the cameras are. What do you think? Did Sherman Pass capture the real deal, or just someone in a costume taking advantage of the spotlight? Here's a wild one out of Florida. A veteran Bigfoot researcher starts getting bombarded with calls and emails from a stranger. At first, he has no idea what the guy wants. Then the man finally sends over some photos, claiming they show Bigfoot. They agree to meet in Florida, where the pictures were supposedly taken, but at the last minute, the man cancels. Not once, but different times. By now, the researcher's instincts are telling him something isn't right, so he takes a closer look at the photos. That's when he remembers an odd event from a few years earlier at a book signing in his home state. Out of nowhere, a man in a Bigfoot costume rushed the table, startling everyone. Some people laughed, some were scared, and others even snapped pictures of the stunt. Looking at the photos again, the researcher realizes they look a lot like that same costume. He even overlays the two images side by side, and the match is pretty convincing. At this point, he's certain the stranger is just messing with him. And honestly, the costume isn't fooling anyone once you notice the glove seams. Still, what do you think? Was this guy trying to pull a prank, or is there more to the story? A sharpened photo from Amsterdam, New York showed up in the Facebook group Ghosts of London, and it stopped me cold. The shot frames something crouched under a tree that, at first glance, could be a dog, a wolf, or a coyote, but there is a weirdness to the posture that makes you look twice. It is the hind legs that pull you in. From the angle, they read almost like legs built for walking upright. People flooded the comments, calling it proof of the dogman. Zoom in on the rear paw, and you can definitely imagine a creature that might move on 2 feet. Others call it an optical illusion. Fair. You can make a bush look like anything if you squint. I am not ready to shout "mystery solved" from the rooftops. Still, to me it reads far more like an animal or something like a dogman than a clump of leaves. What do you think? I'm firmly on Team Dogman. Drop your take in the comments. This next clip takes us deep into a remote flying community in northern Ontario, about 350 kilometers north of Thunder Bay. Lately, locals there have been reporting more and more sightings of not one, but two Bigfoot-like creatures, one large and one smaller. Most of these encounters are happening around Thomas Bridge and Pioneer Ridge. One resident even shared a video showing clear tracks pressed into the sand, leading straight into a marshy forest. The prints measure around 14 to 15 inches long, much wider than any human footprint, with an enormous 5-foot stride. For people in the area, this is becoming less of a surprise. Many admit these kinds of sightings aren't uncommon. Witnesses say the creatures are usually seen in spring and summer, almost as if they migrate through during those seasons. Just a few nights ago, campers at Pioneer Ridge reported chilling cries echoing from the woods. Others, including a local named Isabel, spotted a figure at least 6 to 8 feet tall standing near the powwow grounds. At first, people thought their eyes were playing tricks on them, but when multiple groups in different places reported the same thing, doubts started to fade. Northern Ontario is isolated with endless stretches of untouched forest. Honestly, it wouldn't be shocking if a population of Sasquatch really is living out there. So what do you think? Could this be the most convincing evidence of Bigfoot yet? A trail cam in North Carolina picked up something that one homeowner is convinced is a ghost. I will let you debate that. From where I sit, either explanation is unsettling. Some viewers say they see a figure running through the trees. Others think it is just a drifting patch of fog. Whatever it is, its movement and the way it appears on camera give the clip a genuinely eerie feel. Someone uploaded a clip claiming a strange figure was staring at them through their door. If you saw that, you would freeze up too. The shape looked like a dark, shadowy being, like something out of a nightmare. Thin, still, and impossible to place. I was ready to spin my own theory until I read one commenter who offered a simpler explanation. Record a dog in thermal, add a filter or two, and you can get the same look. That stuck with me. With video filters and post-production so easy these days, the prank or publicity angle is hard to ignore. But then I think about the alternative. What if the clip is real and it's showing something unknown that creeps around at night? That possibility is unsettling and refuses to be shrugged off. So which is it? Clever prank, camera artifact, or something we don't have words for yet? What do you think?
Unique! 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 Non! Les gars! Eh, je me mets en recherche! Appelle les secours, je me mets en recherche! Appelle les secours! J'ai un signal! J'ai un signal! On drop! Les gars, on va te sortir de là! Ouais. Et toi, si jamais tu le rallumes, si j'ai rien. Appelle l'hélico, hein! Lec, on est là, Lec! C'est bon, il est là! On y va! Lec, je vais te sauver, je te le promets, Lec, on est là! J'ai un 7. Sors tout. Fuck. Lec, je t'aime! On est là, Lec! Là, je suis à 1,1, c'est le plus proche. Je l'ai pas en dessous. Là, il est vraiment sous moi. Il est vraiment là. T'as mis à 30 cm? Écoute, tu là. À 1,1, là, c'est le 1, c'est le plus proche. Si je vais plus loin, je l'ai plus. Et c'est moi, je te rappelle. Moi, je te rappelle direct. Il faut que Père, il descende avec la pelle. GG! Ok, ok, ok. Lec, on est là. On t'aime. Allez, on y va. On est là, Lec. Là, tu vois sa tête ou pas? Lec, tu m'entends? Calme-toi. Tu parles pas, Lec. Okay. Lec, tu restes calme. Reste calme, Lec.
Hey, déviez vers moi. À gauche.
Lec, tu restes calme. Reste calme, Lec. Allez, Lec. Reste calme. Reste calme, Lec. Ça va. J'ai tout, j'ai tout. Lec. Lec. J'arrive pas. Lec, tu nous entends?
Lec, ça va? T'arrives à toucher ma main? Putain! Déviez là! Ça va les gars?
Lec! Ah, Lec, reste calme. Même si tu nous entends, reste calme.
On est là! Enlève la bouche! Allez, bouge! Je vais bouger!
Tu m'entends?
Ça va, Lec?
Dis-moi juste quelque chose. Ça va? Lec, réponds-moi. Réponds-moi, Lec. L'hélico, il est là. Tout est bon, Lec. L'hélico, il est là. L'hélico, il est là. Tu restes avec moi, ok? Et restez là.
On fait une plateforme devant nous là.
Lec, reste calme.
Vous êtes prêts?
Oui,
D'accord?
Lec, t'es là. Et tu restes calme. On est là. L'hélico, il arrive. C'était 3 minutes de voyage, mais...
D'abord on met les jambes comme ça, c'est comme ça il a la stabilité.
Maintenant, calme-toi. Voilà. L'épaule, ça va? Maintenant, tu vas te mettre comme ça. Voilà. Maintenant, calme-toi. Voilà. L'épaule, ça va? Maintenant, tu vas te mettre comme ça. Voilà.
Si j'ai bien assis, c'est mec, pour cela il a pas.
Ça va, chef? Putain, pardon.
A Reddit user and his son were out in the woods when they found something that stopped them cold. An animal carcass pinned to a tree. From the photos, it looks like a cow, and the way it's displayed has people speculating about ritual activity, cults, satanic symbolism, or some other disturbing message. The father says the land should be empty of trespassers, which raises the stakes. Is this intended as a warning? A threat? Or a grim prank meant to frighten anyone on the property? Whatever the motive, it's the kind of thing you do not want your kid to stumble on while hiking. If this were my land, I'd set up trail cameras and report it to local authorities. At minimum, warn neighbors and keep kids away from that area until you know more. Have you seen anything like this before? If anyone has local insight, speak up. There might be a pattern here we're missing. A Redditor posted a photo from a forest. A deer leg, severed, bound, and draped over a branch. It is not a natural placement. Whatever put it there did so deliberately. Half the comments read it as a warning, a marker meant to keep people away. That fits with the way it was prepared. There is no remaining meat or fat, nothing left to attract animals. The other half suggests something darker, like a ritual or a sign left by a group with malicious intent. Either way, the sensible move is the same. This spot feels staged and hostile. My vote is to give that trail a wide berth. What do you think it means? A teenager pulls into his parents' driveway after a night out and freezes. Something is standing there. He stares, trying to make out who it might be. His parents would not be up this late, so the figure makes no sense. Close enough now to see only a dark outline, he snaps a photo. The image shows a silhouette that reads like a shadow person. The figure then moves to the right across the yard. Freaked out, he runs inside, checks the picture, and is convinced he captured something strange on his phone. I have to admit, that image settles into your bones. That is not what you want waiting for you at home. What do you think this was? A strange discovery on Google Maps has sparked a wave of speculation. In a remote mountainous region of New Mexico, about 34 miles from Cedar National Refuge, users spotted what looks like a disc-shaped object partially hidden by vegetation. With no nearby homes, roads, or visible paths, the setting only adds to the mystery. The image shows what appears to be a metallic dome, and when screenshots surfaced on a UFO-focused Twitter account, the theories took off. Some Reddit users noted the land is private, with no obvious water sources, making the structure's presence even more puzzling. Adding to the intrigue, early satellite images from 1996 show no sign of the disk or any kind of connecting trail. A YouTuber known as Michael, or the Earth Watchman, measured the object at about 30 feet across and suggested it could be half buried after a crash landing. But not everyone is convinced. The debunking site Metabunk pointed to a 1975 photo of a small structure with a pathway, possibly a rainwater catchment system. Their theory is that the original structure was altered or replaced, creating the disc-like shape we see today. So, is it a hidden piece of infrastructure or evidence of something otherworldly? The answer may not be as exciting as a UFO crash, but what do you think?